Salutations, one and all. This is my reaction and review to the season 1 finale of RWBY Ice Queendom. Best day ever! Oh, I'm excited. I am so freaking excited. Though, not gonna lie, when I was reacting to this episode last week, I kind of forgot that Best Day Ever was a line used at the start of Volume 2. RWBY filled up this whole binder with all these amazing things her and her teammates would do on their last day before classes start up again, and that was kind of interrupted by a food fight, which to this day is one of my favorite scenes in this entire freaking series. I mean, for one thing, it's just utterly and completely ridiculous and insane, and I love how much they embrace that. For another, it's one of the few chances we get to see what RWBY is truly capable of when she makes full use of her speed. She goes crazy here. It has one of the best White Rose moments in the entire series. And honestly, I think it should be very appropriate right here at this point because, Weiss has kind of sort of learned to embrace her silly side as a result of, diving into her nightmare. She realizes, hey, I don't need to be serious all the time. I don't need to be perfect all the time. I mean, hopefully she's learned that lesson. And if she has, this food fight would be a great way to show that off, to show how much she's grown by having Weiss, literally pick up a swordfish, which for some reason this cafeteria has, and start swinging it around. Oh, I would love that. I would so freaking love to see that. But, alright, let's see what happens. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they're all just quietly reading in bed. I mean, really, what else can you do after that insane couple days you've had? Ninjas of Love! She's reading freaking Ninjas of Love. I love that was, a throwaway gag in the 3rd or 4th episode of Volume 1, and it's become such a meme in the community that they had to include it here. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, Yang's not reading. She's playing video games on her scroll. That's appropriate. That's very appropriate for her. You are just now writing a letter to your dad. After everything that's happened, you are just now writing to him? Seriously, how have you not written like 100 letters? Also, why in God's name are you writing a letter? You have scrolls. You can literally, message anyone on the planet instantly, and you're writing a paper letter with a pen. That is weird. That is so weird. Oh, actually, she's writing a letter too. Interesting. And she's writing it to Winter. Oh, this is gonna be good. Since entering Beacon Academy, I was possessed by a nightmare, and everybody on my team saw my deepest, most horrific nightmares. Also, I'm not even the team leader. A girl like 3 years younger than me is my leader, and I have to listen to her. What the frick is going on with my life? Oh! The blushing Blake. So, yeah, Ninjas of Love is exactly what the fans think it is. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, yeah, Blake, do you see Yang kinda looking at you? Oh, that's adorable. Oh, look at the pouting Yang. That's so precious. The Academy decided not to make me leader. Oh, come on. Are you seriously gonna say? Okay. Honestly, that still feels kind of a weird way to word it. I mean, she's basically saying, oh, it's my duty to support my team. That way I'll look better. I mean, I think she's grown enough where she's not, deluding herself into believing that if she puts up with a terrible leader, she'll, be viewed better, but that's still just a really weird way of putting it, especially with that smile on her face. I don't like that. Oh my god, they're a ninja fighting game. I love it. Oh, she actually got Blake to play with her. That's so precious. Yeah, as it turns out, Blake is not good at video games. Surprise, surprise. She didn't do that much. Are you freaking kidding me? She literally fought your nightmares. She literally invaded your dreams and fought for you every freaking step of the way. She nearly died. She was nearly consumed by nightmares herself. Oh, come on, Weiss. Be a little more honest with your sister. Aww, you'd call her a friend. Okay, I'll accept that. I will accept that. Really? You are still having this conversation? I mean, I think it's probably better than how, Volume 1 of the series ended, with Weiss just basically ignoring the question, being like, whatever, I don't care, you're my teammate, so let's just forget all about all of this. Which just really wasn't all that healthy because she wasn't actually embracing the issues that both had with the other. Weiss has a lot of negative feelings for the White Fang for all the awful things they've done to her, her family, and her company. While Blake is aware that Weiss's family is, slaveholders. They are literally the largest slaveholding corporation in the world. So, yeah, there's a lot of tension there that they really do need to address at least a little bit. It's not that you wouldn't care, it's that you just wouldn't understand what her and her people have gone through. Okay, so this does actually change things quite a bit, because at the start of Volume 2, Blake was way more focused on dealing with White Fang by herself, because she used to be a member of it, therefore it was her problem. But now she seems more willing to talk to, Weiss, Yang, RWBY, when things are bothering her, so that could lead to some major changes if we do end up getting a second season. Very interesting. Oh, so is she, are those textbooks or those, I guess it could be, Yang showed Blake how to play video games, so now Blake is trying to show Yang her collection of books and find something that Yang might be interested in. Very interesting. And we actually saw that in the Blake anthology manga, which I so love. Seriously, one of the best stories in the entire RWBY multiverse. But basically, Blake and RWBY started trading books to share what they love with the other. It was just such a great moment that really dived into both their characters. Seriously, best scene ever. Oh, God. Yang, I love you. And, Yang joined in too by the end of the chapter, though she was a little worried about the kind of smut that Blake was sharing with RWBY. Which is certainly appropriate. There we go. That is the coffee scene I wanted to see. Like I said, we saw it earlier, many episodes ago, and then it was just, Weiss acting like, oh, I'm so good, I'm pretending like I care when I really don't, because that'll make me look better to the Academy. But here, it's, Weiss actually being sincere and really offering RWBY coffee just to be, a good teammate and a good friend. Good for you, Weiss, you've actually managed to grow. Good for you. So precious. Also looks like we're skipping the opening. Very interesting. Okay, so we're getting, a full info dump here. Very interesting. Originally, her semblance was to read people's hearts. Much simpler version of what it is right now. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. I've been wondering this entire time, isn't your semblance just a little bit too perfect for dealing with the Nightmare Graham? But it seems like it grew literally to fight the Nightmare Graham instead of just being something she was born with. Very curious. It's been said before that semblances can grow and evolve over time, but this is the first time it's ever mentioned that a semblance can grow to deal with particular threats. It feels a little bit overpowered in this series, but it's not something we're seeing too much of, so I'm very excited to see what happens with that moving forward. Ooh, strong auras but sensitive personalities. Way to go, John! You have a strong aura. Good for you. Oh, a sign those people have exceptional talents. Oh, I love it, I love it. Yeah, this is basically her saying that John has a crazy amount of potential he just hasn't learned how to tap into yet. Interesting. It does make sense. RWBY did actually use her silver eyes, which Ozpin might actually be addressing here. That would be very, very interesting and way too early, but I don't think it would mess up the storyline all that much. And as for Blake, Volume 2 did have a flashback to the end of Volume 1 where Ozpin, talked to Blake about her being, a faunus, and he seemed to imply that he knew she was a member of the White Fang, so curious if that's going to be addressed here. Very interesting. Love his office. I seriously love his office. I feel like the grinding sound of gears might get annoying after a while, but it just looks so freaking cool. Holy God above, that is a very intense stare. Seriously, looks like a snake looking at a rabbit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, RWBY had absolutely no idea what was going on there. Sorry, Ozpin. Yes, RWBY, that's what he was asking about, the power of friendship. Oh, I love that. So RWBY. And he seems satisfied with the answer. And it's not necessarily a bad answer because, silver eyes are powered by love of those around you, love of those you care about. So I guess, it's an okay answer. As long as RWBY has those she cares for, she'll be able to unlock the power of her silver eyes eventually. So yeah, is this about me being kind of a wanted terrorist? I feel like it might be, Blake. I feel like it might be. Okay, so this is literally a conversation they had right after the robbery at the dock at the start of Volume 2. Seriously, that pause as you're drinking your coffee? Oh my god, that is just so extras. Yeah, that's true. There is still some serious bullying going on at the Academy, even with their whole equality for everyone policy. I mean, it actually kind of was a coincidence. She had no relationship to the White Fang at that point, so she wouldn't have known they'd be there. The only reason why she even suspected they would be there was because I think Sun told her about a shipment coming, though I'm not sure if that actually happened in here in the main series. Dang. He is seriously intense right here. Jesus. I mean, in the, like I said, back in Volume 2 when he had this whole conversation, he's like, oh, well, whatever. When you're, comfortable to talk to me about it, just feel free to talk to me about it. As he's, casually drinking his tea or coffee and remaining just so calm and tranquil. This is a whole new side to him that is honestly kind of scary. I'm also just really loving the use of shadows in this scene. Whenever anyone gets super intense, the gears turn and they're bathed in shadows. But when, things lighten up, the gears turn again and they're bathed in light. Oh, it's such a beautiful detail. Aw, Weiss waited for her. That was adorable. It's funny because that's exactly what Crow and Raven were planning on doing with the knowledge they gained at the Academy. I love that, especially with all the connections people are making between, Blake's nightmare outfit and Raven's regular outfit. I just find that really funny. Hey! So she does, in fact, remember the nightmare at least a little bit. That is a great sign. I was so worried that, Weiss would have just forgotten everything and would reset all the character development we saw from the nightmare. And while she doesn't remember it entirely perfectly, just having, vague hints and recollections of the nightmare, of everything that happened in it, will be hugely important for her growth moving forward. Aw, she made a space hunter pancakes. Oh, that was precious. I love it, RWBY. Seriously. And again, they are back at the same cafe. I do love they keep returning to it. It's such a beautiful design. That is not what being a team leader is about. Being a leader isn't about, doing everything by yourself. It's learning to make the most out of everyone on your squad and working together with them to accomplish your goals. Okay, that's unexpected. Also, Yang, Faunus boy, that's making Weiss seem way more racist than she actually is. Her main issue, or at least one of her main issues, wasn't necessarily the fact that he was a faunus, but rather that he was a stowaway and a thief, and just someone very frivolous and silly. Aw, cat. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, and there's a cat right there, too. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love intense RWBY. I really do. I feel like you were trying quite hard to leave the team, when you first got on the team. In fact, you literally tried to walk away from RWBY when you were teamed up with her. Also, where the frick did all these cats come from? There's 6 of them. Is this a cat cafe? And I love RWBY just taking a picture of them. That's so her. Aw, they got sent the picture. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that was exactly what I thought it was. We're getting it. We are getting the freaking food fight. Oh, I love it. There we go. The best day ever binder. Huzzah! Oh, she's intense. She is so overwhelmingly intense. Best day, vital festival activities, property of Weiss need. Best day ever activities. Oh, that is so RWBY. Oh my god, they even included that line. I am so happy. And they included that line. Oh, Yang, your jokes never get any funnier. There we go. There we freaking go. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful. Okay, so a food fight is actually a tradition at Beacon Academy. Oh god, Weiss looks so happy and she still has, you know, pie on her face. It's adorable. Oh, nice moves, Pyrrha. Good for you. We accept your challenge. I love it. Oh my god, it's like a shot-for-shot remake. I love it. I freaking love it. The chicken gauntlets. The chicken gauntlets. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yes, again, why is there a whole swordfish just laying out here in the middle of the freaking cafeteria? It makes no sense, but it is so overwhelmingly perfect. Okay, so RWBY's snowboarding experience actually paid off here. Good for you, Weiss. You taught RWBY how to snowboard. Here we go. Full speed RWBY. Full freaking speed RWBY. Oh, that is so overwhelmingly anime, and I love it. Wow, this is actually beautiful. Seriously. Holy mother of God. Oh, Weiss is so happy. For maybe the first time this entire freaking season, Weiss is so happy. Wow, Blake looks literally majestic. Oh, and there's RWBY, the smaller, more honest soul. Oh, I am so happy. I am so happy this season ended with a food fight. It is, like I said at the start of this video, one of my favorite scenes in the entire series, and they just recaptured it so perfectly here. And it was such a great way of wrapping up Weiss's story this volume as she's embracing the silly side just a little bit more and just realizing, hey, I don't need to be a perfect princess all the time. I can be a kid, I can be a student, and that makes me a better part of this team. Good for you, Weiss. Good for you. In loving memory of Monty, I believe the human spirit is indomitable. If you endeavor to achieve, it will happen given enough resolve. Oh, that's a good way of ending things right here. That is a very good way of ending things. Also, just got this title card. Oh, it's so precious. RWBY stealing Weiss's ice cream. Zwei trying to steal it from RWBY. Blake and Yang. Oh god, Yang putting rabbit ears behind Blake. That is so precious. Alright, so overall, I absolutely freaking loved Ice Queendom. That was a great chance to dive more deeply into, you know, the feelings Weiss has for herself, for the world, for her teammates, for the Faunus, for the White Fang, and just all of that. And just gave us some great moments of Team RWBY acting together as friends, as teammates, which is something we don't get enough of in the main series, unfortunately enough. Just caught above. It was so amazing, especially, you know, in the nightmare hellscape they were facing, which just really worked well with the whole anime style, because they were able to do just utterly, completely insane and ridiculous things, and just say, well, what do you know? It's a dream! We can do whatever we want in a dream. Yang can ride a motorcycle up the side of a wall because it's a dream! Oh, that was perfect. That was so perfect. And this episode was just a great way to finish off the season, wrap up a lot of plot points, and foreshadow some things down the road in the future, maybe. Who knows? I mean, I would absolutely freaking love to see a second season, but I'm not really sure exactly where they would go. I mean, don't be wrong, I would love to see, Nightmare Ruby, Nightmare Yang. Oh, that'd be terrifying. So terrifying and so amazing. And I really badly actually want to see that, but I feel like that would be kind of forced. They're like, oh, what do you know? Their nightmare, the world's greatest nightmare hunter, failed to notice. Who'd have thunk that? And now we need to go into Ruby's nightmare and Yang's nightmare. I would love that, but I don't think it would work well from a storytelling perspective. I don't know, maybe they'll combine Volume 2 and Volume 3 together into, Season 2, and to have the first 6 episodes be Volume 2, next 6 episodes be Volume 3. That would make a certain amount of sense, but I don't know, I feel like that might be just a little bit too rushed. Plus, I don't know, things don't really work all that well from Blake's storyline, from her perspective, because at this point in Volume 2, she is more focused on stopping the White Fang by herself, whereas here, she had the whole conversation with Weiss about how they're going to do things together as a team, so that removes a lot of the drama from Blake's storyline of Volume 2. And also means you probably wouldn't get the moment where, Yang actually talks about her mother, about Raven, for the first time, so I don't know how they do that. I really don't know how they would do that, but I mean, they worked really well with this volume, so hopefully they can do well, the next volume, the volume after that. A million seasons of RWBY Ice Queendom, and hopefully if we do get another season, they'll be able to make that work as well. But please, let me know what you think about all this down below. What did you think of Ice Queendom as a whole? What did you think of this episode specifically? What did you think of the freaking food fights? Did it live up to your expectations? It certainly lived up to mine. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. And a great way to wrap this up. Do you think we'll get a second season? And if so, what exactly will it cover? Will it go more to, what the main series was about? Or will they add in some new element, like a grim monster that infiltrates people and possesses them and turns them into zombies? Zombie apocalypse Grimm. Oh, that could actually be cool. That could actually be really cool. But anyway, until next time, be sure to like and subscribe, and peace!